All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. You hear those applause? Let's give it up for our New York Knicks. Yes, 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 yes. The New York Knicks, the New York Knicks, the New York Knicks. All right, let's talk with JB. Yes, I am JB, and I'm here to talk with you. But I'm guaranteeing you today is going to be a very, 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 very heavy sports day. So I hope you tune in to hear me talk about sports because today is the day. Now, I'm not sure how many of you follow the NBA playoffs. I personally, this is my favorite time of year, but it's more so my favorite time of year this year because the Giants are not the Giants, the Knicks. I'm sorry. Got on my Giants shirt because today is the NFL draft, start of the NFL draft. So I always wear Giant gear on the NFL draft day. But I have on my Knicks hat today, one of my vintage throwback Knicks hats, because y'all don't understand. The Knicks are not just in the playoffs; they are in. They're on to the second round. So I'm not sure how many of you have been following. There's orange, blue, and white, New York Knicks colors, orange, blue, and white, New York Knicks colors, orange, blue, and white. You see the garden lit up in blue. It was lit up in blue and orange. They had the Empire State Building lit up in orange. It's just a wonderful, 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 wonderful time to be a Knicks fan. Now, I was excited when we just clinched a playoff berth. I was excited. I had felt like the Knicks have arrived, and we were going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they had Mitchell, and there was a lot of talk about how Mitchell was supposed to come to the Knicks at first, and I was a little down about that. But we won the first game. Yes, we did. We won the first game, and Brunson was all right. He was good. I took all my complaints back. Pay the man whatever you want to pay him. I don't even care right now. I'm excited. I believe I have finally drank the Knicks Kool-Aid. I am all in. I am championship or bust almost right now. I'm telling you. The path to the championship game is right before us, and we can win this thing now. This is what happens when you give me an inch. I'm telling you, this is what happens when you give me an inch. So, the one thing that I'm absolutely loving is how our bitch kind of stepped up. Everybody was killing Barrett. Barrett stepped up. The game 3 and 4 was a drastic change. Obi coming off the bench was great in game 4, but in game 5 when Randall went out and Randall was hurt, Obi really, really stepped up. So a lot of people wanted to turn it off. A lot of people thought, our season's probably about to be over because Randall went out. But Obi was like, no. Not today. He really stepped up. He took it. He took this game, and this was an amazing team effort. It wasn't a lopsided victory. It wasn't a game that was hard to watch. I mean, I loved every moment of this game. I'm not sure how many of you are big fans of the Knicks like I am, but the Knicks really did come to play. The arena was loud. The arena was crazy. Every single person that I know that was a Knicks fan, their their profile pics changed. Everything changed. I almost felt like I went back in time, right? Because not only did the Knicks win, and granted, there was a lot of talk about Brunson, how he was undersized, and I was one of those people who said he was undersized. I also was one of those people who said he was being overpaid. And I think I didn't say he was necessarily overrated because his play with the Mavs, he was a good player, but of course some of those things were because of who he's playing with. So with him coming to the Knicks, I just was not sure how that makeup would work, because we didn't have a team full of superstars. We didn't have somebody that was going to command double teams every time they touched the ball. So I was really curious how Brunson was going to work as a Knick. But I will tell you, I will take this every single day. Like I said, I almost felt like I went back in time, right? The New York Knicks have advanced. We are now headed to the Eastern Conference semifinals. Yes, can you say that with me? Semifinals. Yes, the New York Knicks are headed to the Eastern Conference semifinals. And like I said, I felt like I went back in time. I am a Knicks fan from way back. The picture that you see in front of you, many Knicks fans, you know many of the players that are on here. But, Anthony Mason, you got Ewing, you got Starks, you got Harper. You got Oakley. It was kind of a throwback moment, right? Because this is about the last time we made it to the second round. So I was very, 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 very excited. And the piece that I really enjoyed about watching this game as well is because right after this game, I went to watch the Bucks play the Miami Heat. Now, the Miami Heat were up 3-1. Now, mind you, the Miami Heat, they had to play in. They had to be a part of the play-in, and they lost the play-in game. And they ended up having to play the Bucks, and Atlanta winds up playing the Celtics, right? So they wound up playing the Bucks. Now, say what you want. Tyler Herro's hurt. I forget the other guy that was hurt. He has his knee. So Jimmy Butler is pretty much out there by himself, right? And one of the games, I think it was game 3 or 4, he scored like 20 of the first points that they had. It was almost like Jimmy Butler was playing the Bucks alone. I cannot understand it. I cannot explain it. The game was, it was amazing to see. It was amazing to see him play. 56 points in one game, 42 points the very next game. How do you let someone keep scoring? There was no adjustment, nothing done. There's absolutely no way you can let someone score 56 points. Somebody was just saying this to me when I was walking in. You can let someone score 56 points on one day, and then the next game, let that same player who has really no other superstar on the team with him score 42. Jimmy Butler willed the Heat to win. I can't even begin to explain what I witnessed, but I was so glad about it, because once they lost, I just realized that our path to the finals has gotten easier. We do not have to play the Bucks. We do not. Now people can say, oh, this person was hurt, that person was hurt. You play who you play, and who's available is available. You cannot sit back and play that game of, oh, well, they wouldn't have beat them if this person was healthy. You can't even say that, because the Bucks were eliminated, and yes, their main player was hurt. He wasn't hurt where he couldn't play, but yeah, he was hurt. But you have to think about the Heat. Two of their starters were hurt. One of their starters was hurt, and one of their players off the bench was hurt. But there was no complaint. The next person, what's that mantra? Next man up. And to me, the Bucks had no answer. Middleton, he didn't show up. Holiday didn't show up. Lopez had 36 points in one of the games. But Lopez is not as versatile. He can't come out and defend and do certain things. But it was I still cannot believe that the Miami Heat won. Right? Every radio show that I listened to, Mad Dog Radio, NBA radio, First Take, everybody was just saying, well, I know, the Bucks they could win 3 games straight. All right. No, it was not so. So the part that makes this so exciting is New York and Miami will be back at it again. If you are a Knicks fans from the 80s and 90s, you know this rivalry was crazy. You know this matchup was bananas, and I cannot wait until Saturday. I don't know what you guys have planned, but I will tell you that you need to sit down, this is must-see TV. You must watch this series. Game 1 is going to be Saturday. It's going to be at the Garden. We have home court advantage. This is going to be an amazing series. Now, like I told you, I have now drank the Knicks Kool-Aid. There is no way that you could tell me that the Knicks are not going to come out of this series. I mean, and there's also no way that you're going to tell me that Jimmy Butler going to score 56 on us. Just not happening. Now, you got to remember, the coach of the Knicks is Tibbs, who used to be Butler's coach. Now, I'm not saying that there's an inside track, but there's some tendencies and some things that are going to be known about his game that are going to not be able to, let's say, be exploited a little bit, maybe, hopefully, right? I am so looking forward to this series. I cannot wait. Every single second of this series will be watched and will be recorded. I'm telling you, this reminds me, do you guys remember this? Well, you should, right? The Knicks made it to the finals. It was the year where it was the Latrell year. And it's when we made the finals, but we weren't expected to win. Like, you know what I mean? We were an average team. We didn't have, we weren't expected to be in the finals, and we just kept winning. We kept moving forward, and that's what I feel like this team is. It's like the fight, the push, I'm telling you, I was in the city on, was that Thursday? Nope. Tuesday. I was in the city on Tuesday. It was the day before the elimination game on Wednesday. How could I forget, right? But I was in the city on Tuesday, and it was just like an atmosphere. Like I told you, the Empire State Building was lit up orange. And I went to go see Jonathan McReynolds. If you have an opportunity to see him live, you will definitely be blessed by the performance. It's high energy, lovely, great songs. The crowd, everything about the show, I loved it. So if you have an opportunity to get a chance to go see him, if he's coming to your town or your area, you may really want to make that investment and go out and see. And then also too, through his concert, they're also trying to help underprivileged children in various areas. So there's an opportunity for you to go out and for you to be able to sponsor children in undeveloped and third world countries. So I definitely be a blessing to others if you can, but also the show was great. But that's why I was in New York. I went to go see Jonathan McReynolds, and I was just walking by the garden, just was like, I wish I could have been there for the game on Wednesday, but there was absolutely no way that I was spending $500 to go to the game, right? Now that we're in the semifinals, I might have to think about that one again. But nonetheless, it was a great team effort. But again, the rivalry that we've had with the Heat, I mean, come on, every Knicks fan has to be excited. You have to be excited about what we're about to witness, what we're about to watch. It's just going to be greatness, right? It's just going to be greatness. This is our first playoff series win since 2001. We have been waiting patiently for this. Y'all have to give me like a little bit of time here, right? Because me being a Knicks fan, like when I tell you I'm a Knicks fan, I am a Knicks fan back when Trent Tucker played, Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson, Mark Jackson used to play for us. You know, he was not just the coach of the Wizard of the Warriors. You know, a lot of history here, but again, this series is about to happen. The Knicks and the Miami Heat. I'm here for it, every second of it. And I really hope you guys get a chance to watch and understand why this game is so great, why fans love their teams and sports. It is just, it is, y'all don't understand. I'm so excited. I'm so very, very, very excited. Now, mind you, I am also a realist. And right now I'm telling you, the Knicks can win it all. Like, that is real. That is real. The Knicks now have a path to win it all. We've won the series against Miami. Come on now. Regardless who wins, Philly Embiid is hurt right now. Harden is a shell of himself. I can't unhear the I think it's First Take, not First Take. It's the NBA morning show on NBA radio, and I can't remember the name of it. But one of the main commentators on that show, he talks about how much Harden dribbles the ball, like he stands in the corner and just dribbles the ball. And there was a person who ran one of those marathons, and they dribbled the ball the whole way through the marathon. And he was like, the only person that dribbled the ball more was Harden in the game last night. But anyway, they're not the caliber of team that you would have expected. So with Embiid being hurt, not knowing the severity of his injury, because they are saying it like a week and a half. But again, with Trae Young hitting that shot and pushing the game out a little longer, gives Embiid a little bit more time to kind of heal up, because, they've already beat the Nets. So they're waiting for the winner of the Celtics and Atlanta Hawks game. Now, again, the Celtics should have, what I'm hearing, the Celtics should have swept the Hawks, right? But they did not. They have a little engine that could down there. Trae Young, not a big fan of his, but you cannot deny how he has played in this series, and he is the reason why that they've won. To me, right now, the Boston Celtics look very beatable. Yeah, you got Brown, you got Tatum. Yes, great players, but their coach situation, I don't know if they should have re-upped him and signed him. I mean, they shouldn't have taken the interim tag off so fast. To me, I don't think he, I don't know, like, I feel like he didn't take control of the game. And this is not the first time that I've noticed that. And I don't necessarily care, because I am not a Celtics fan, by no means. However, the other night, I think they played Monday, but no, Tuesday, I think. But anyway, the other night, Trae Young and the Hawks, they're on the scoring drive. I mean, they are scoring at will. And it was like a stretch. And the coach never called a timeout, never tried to stop the momentum of what was going on, and allowed the Hawks to come back and win in Boston. No coach should sit there and to me, it's like, did nothing, made no adjustment, called no timeout, made no set change of personnel. And the only, and the one thing I will say from last year to this year, of course, the coach change is different, and we all know sort of why. The coach from last year was placed on leave. Now he's going to be the coach of actually the Houston Rockets. He just signed on. But anyway, the Boston Celtics coach, he did not call a timeout. He does not have control of that situation. And on top of that, Marcus Short is not the same person that he was last year. So to me, Boston looks very beatable. It's not a guarantee that there would be the team coming out of the East. So I earnestly believe that the 76ers could beat Boston. So then that would be the Knicks and the 76ers. I'm telling you, I think the Knicks are going to the finals. I mean, I know I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm trying to not drink the Kool-Aid, but it's gone. I already drank it. Us winning that series the way we won it, the way the crowd was going, you cannot tell me the Knicks are not going to the finals. I mean I'm ready to book my ticket. I'm ready. I'm y'all do not understand. I would have thought none of this 2 weeks ago. I would have thought none of this 3 weeks ago. But now the way the teams are falling into place, I mean, things are happening. And I mean, I'm excited, y'all. That's all I would say. It's going to be Knicks gear all day. But again, like I said, I got on the Giants gear because tonight is draft night. So everybody who follows the NFL knows the NFL draft is today. The Giants are in the midst of that. The draft starts at 8 o'clock. So literally right after this, turn on your TVs, get ready to watch the draft. I am not sure how many of you follow, First Take and all the different sports shows that are out there. Again, like I told you, today is going to be sports heavy because the Knicks, I could talk about the Knicks for a complete hour and just about how excited and happy I am. Right. And why I'm a Knicks fan, how I became a Knicks fan, how my dad was. I can run down every stupid play of every bad coach, every bad deal. We still paying people when they went home. I could do that all day. But today is just about being excited about playing the Heat and seeing a path to the finals. If you are a Knicks fan and you don't see a path to the finals, you need to put on your Knicks glasses. This is time for you to see what I see. The Knicks can win this thing. It might not have looked like that at the beginning of the year, but also too, you know what this shows you? A little heart, a little muscle, a little dedication, a little sacrifice. You too can win, right? I'm being silly, but I'm very serious. This team has fought for every game that they've won. This team has come together on a level that most teams don't. Yes, looking at them from the outside looking in, you may not see the talent level that other teams have, right? But having the talent and having the ability to play well together and things of that nature makes a big difference. Because look what's happening. Well, they won, but look what's happening with the Suns. All that talent with the Suns, right? And they don't play well together right now. I still believe that the Suns should be the team out of the West. But if you watch them, I mean, I was very surprised that the Clippers won games. And not to say that I didn't think the Clippers were a good team and stuff like that, but they didn't have Paul George from the beginning. Then, Kawhi had the knee injury and he was out. And then on top of that, you have Russell Westbrook, who I feel as though redeemed his whole Lakers situation when he moved to the Clippers. He played well. He had he had people playing with him. I mean, he pushed the Suns because he was the only superstar on the other side of the floor, right? And they needed every single point and every single basket that was made, right, in order to win. And to me, like I said, the Suns have a chemistry issue, I believe. I mean, if you watch the game, you'll see like Devin Booker's watching KD play and KD is watching Booker play. And granted, both great players. And CP3, he's a little older, but still great facilitator, ball handling, moving the ball, all that. But to me, they did not play well together. And if they don't get it together in the next series, I cannot see them beating a team like the Warriors. I can't even see them beating a team like they're going to be playing the Denver Nuggets, because Denver plays well together. I just don't know how to explain that right now. But the Suns is the most talented team on paper, and that's all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, talent won't win. there has to be some cohesiveness. They have to play together. They I don't know, but the Knicks have come to play, and I really do believe that the Knicks can win this thing. Y'all, I'm telling you, I done drank the Knicks Kool-Aid. It is time. It is our time. So I am asking, what do you guys think? How do you guys think this is going to work out? Do you think the Knicks have an opportunity to win this whole thing? I did start looking at the odds. The odds have started to increase about the Knicks coming out of the East. They weren't favored to come out of the East in any way, but now that the Bucks are out, I'm excited. Y'all don't understand. I have such faith in the Knicks. I'm knowing this next series is our series. Butler can't score another 50 points every game. I mean, it's just not that. It's not going to happen. And Tyler Herro's out. There's just so many things that are working in the Knicks' favor. So come on, bring it on. Time for the Knicks to rise to the occasion, y'all. And look, did y'all watch the game? Did you see Starks at this on the baseline? Did you see? Well, you always see Spike, but did you see and feel the excitement? That is what playing in the Mecca looks like. That is what Knicks basketball is all about. If you weren't a child of the 90s, you might have missed some of that. Now just jump. If you're a little late to the party, just jump on board now. Move forward with us, because this is our season. This is our year. It's about to happen. All right, everybody. So I'm going to stop talking about the Knicks. I know I'm probably going to go back to it because I'm giddy with excitement. But again, as I was saying, today is the NFL draft. If you are looking for a place to watch the draft, South Valley in West Orange is going to be having a watch party. And again, starts at 8:00. Food is pretty good there. Black owned business. As I explained to you guys, I will be talking or bringing up a black owned business every week that I am on, a quality black owned business too. So the food is good. If you're looking for a place to watch the NFL draft, you can go to South Valley. It is food is, like I said, the food is very, very good. Atmosphere is nice. They have many areas that you can sit around in. TVs pretty much everywhere. Again, this is a black-owned business, so if you're looking for a place to go watch the NFL draft, this would be a very good place if you're in the area, right? So the NFL draft 2023, are we excited about it? It's being held. Now, remember, it used to be always held in New York, and they started this goofy thing where they start moving it all around. So next year it's in Kansas City. So right now, every TV, every radio program, every sports show has done probably 500 different mock drafts. You got the people mock draft. You got the commentators mock draft. You got this mock draft. There's so many mock drafts that for about a good week, I can't listen to NFL radio because I don't want to hear about who that you think I might get. I want to know who the Giants are going to get. You know what I mean? I don't want to get excited about something that probably will never happen, right? And it's so funny sometimes when I used to be really big on that. Okay, this mock draft says we're going to get this, or this mock draft says we're going to get that, or we need to go and get this. No, I don't do any of that anymore. I try to pay attention to who at the Knicks. See, I told you, Knicks. I try to pay attention to what the Giants may need. We did pick up a pretty good tight end, but again, that tight end was injured when we picked him up from the Raiders. So hopefully, he'll be up to speed and ready to go. But again, who knows? We'll see. But the draft original order was with the Bears having the first pick. And I remember them getting the first pick because it was hysterical when they won the first pick because the Texans coach who was about to be out, and I want to say it was Lubby. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top, but he won the game And if he would have lost the game, they would have had the first pick. And it was like a little bit of a parting gift. But anyway, it was kind of funny to me. But the Bears have since traded away their first pick. So the first pick of the NFL draft of 2023 will be the Carolina Panthers. I'm not sure where your team falls in. Mine is pick number 25. So, a lot of those big hit players, this draft to me, we're not looking for a quarterback because we just paid ours $40 million. Anyway, we're not looking for a quarterback. And also, too, today, Lamar Jackson signed his agreed to a 5-year deal worth $200+ million and making him the highest paid player in the NFL. And it's really funny because it was and a lot of people were saying this when all the back and forth was going, when he wasn't going to sign, franchise tagging him and the disrespect and all that type of stuff. And the Ravens signed OBJ, and there was still a lot of disrespect, and people were thinking that it wasn't going to happen. And a lot of people were saying it wasn't happening because he was representing himself. Well, he still represented himself, and he wound up being the highest paid NFL player, not just quarterback, player in NFL history. And it was a few days after Jalen Hurts was the highest paid. And literally it's like a millions. It's like maybe like a few million difference between the two. But one of his big holdouts, because, he was hurt the last 2 seasons toward the end of the year, causing them to miss out on the playoff berths, right? He gets 185 of his contract will be fully guaranteed. And that was one of the things that he was pushing for. So to me, they got their quarterback. So I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be a little bit different in how they choose and how they move forward now that they locked up the quarterback. So anyway, a lot of the teams in the beginning of the draft, of course, they had worse records. So they're going for those quarterbacks. They're going for those types of players, which we're not really looking for. But offensive linemen, defensive linemen, those are all things that we're looking for. I also believe with us signing, giving Saquon Barkley a franchise tag, we might want to look into possibly picking up a running back to have in our, a little bit in our pocket a little bit. So I don't know. What do you think? What are your teams looking for? Are you excited about this NFL draft? Will you be watching? I typically watch the first and second round. And then I listen to NFL radio for the rest. And I don't know why I do that, but I've been doing it that way for a little bit. I just like to see the players. I like the hype. I really love how the NFL love to suck me into something different. But I love how they allowed the players, the fans, to come on and introduce the first pick of the draft of their team, for their team. I loved how the Giants did it last year, and it was the year after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I believe. It maybe been like 2019 draft or 2018 draft. And the guy that did the pick for the Eagles, I'm not an Eagle fan, but the way, because the draft was held in Dallas, but the way he went after the Dallas fans, he talked about how these players in that year draft weren't alive. The last time the Cowboys were in a Super Bowl, I hollered. I thought it was hilarious. And ever since then, I don't think there's a draft that I've missed because of it, because it was just comical. It was funny, and it brought more excitement to it as well. And also too, it kind of let me be like, all right, it don't have to be in New York every year, but the draft being in New York every year used to be kind of cool because you could just go over to the city and see everybody and be in the midst of everything, right? But again, this is the NFL draft. If you're a follower of, like I said, all these mock drafts, then you can get your feelings real bent out of shape if your team doesn't get who you believe that they should after you did 15 different mock draft shows or whatever. But anyway, I pay no attention to none of the mock drafts. But I do know that the Giants could use some help on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. And again, I do think that they could pick up a running back because, not for nothing, Saquon has been hurt a few times over his career. You know what I mean? Like a few times. And a franchise tag, I can understand him not really wanting to sign that. I can understand him wanting to be paid what he is worth. And with the history of what has happened with, if you think about it, Lamar, he held out. He didn't go against what he believed. He's gotten paid. Now he's the highest paid NFL player, right? And $185 million of his money is guaranteed. Now, these people who were telling him to sign just anything and just sign the contract, he didn't. And same thing right now with Saquon. And now I don't understand why he didn't sign the deal that was offered to him in the very beginning, because that is about the deal that they were offering running backs. So to me, I believe that the Giants need to cover their bases and try to get a running back in this draft if they can. If they can, one that's quality that could just back up Saquon if he does decide to sign a franchise tag. And if not, one that can step up if necessary. So, like I said, I'm excited. Today is a wonderful, 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 wonderful sports day. All right. So, everyone, I've talked to you about my wonderful Knicks, and I've told you that we're going to come out of the East this year. I know that's not what I was saying in the very beginning. I've been very critical of my Knicks. I've been a realist, right? And it is no time to change. I am a realist now. Right? It is time to pull out your Knicks gear. It is time to wear orange and blue all day, every day. It is time to get behind your New York Knicks. All right? Everybody knows the chant. It's go New York, go New York, go. Right? So when you start hearing that, you start getting hyped, you start getting excited. You could be at home, you could be at the sports bar, wherever you are. Just as you're watching that game on Saturday, be ready, prepared, and be ready and prepared. I'm telling you right now, we are going to win game 1. We are going to take this series. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to sweep because y'all saw Butler. Butler will win a game on his own. I just know that he is not going to be scoring 50 and 42 points a night against the Knicks. You just cannot do that. Knicks do have a defense. So, that's not typical for the Knicks teams in the past. Yeah, I understand that. But we have one now. And it's more than one player. So let's get excited, right? Let's get excited about what the Knicks are about to do. And let's get excited about this draft. Again, if you're looking for a place, South Valley, great place. Check it out. The draft starts at 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, the Carolina Panthers will be on the clock. My understanding is they already have their pick in. They already know who they want. You know how they do. They talk about it so much. Whatever. I don't care who Carolina picks. I'm only concerned about pick number 25 because that's where the Giants come in, right? And then also, too, this week, not this week, yesterday, they completed and finalized everything. Aaron Rodgers is now a Jet. And Aaron Rodgers is now a Jet. So I know some of you Jet fans now think you're the talk of the town. You now think you're going to take over with the Giants. Oh, give me a break. Y'all thought that too with Mark Sanchez. Y'all thought that too when y'all had Keyshawn Johnson. Y'all just think y'all going to override the Giants. That will never happen. Okay? But anyway, y'all signed him. He did his press conference. It was kind of cool. It was kind of cool what he had to say. Again, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He was very vague about how long he would be here. Right now, it's a year-to-year type situation. You guys gave up y'all swapped second-round picks this year. Y'all swapped first-round picks this year, and you gave up a second-round pick next year that could be a first-round pick depending on how many games, what percentage of games Aaron Rodgers plays, right? So now, I will tell you, Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, all right? But he is also, y'all have to remember the Jets did this before. They did this before. And that's why I was kind of shocked that Aaron Rodgers even thought about coming to the Jets, just based on how it looks. Because you remember, he sat on the bench behind Brett Favre. Brett Favre won one Super Bowl, right? Brett Favre was a great quarterback, regardless of whatever you hear now about welfare and all that other stuff. He was a great quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers sat behind him. But when it was time for them to elevate Aaron Rodgers and see what Aaron Rodgers had, right? It was time to let Brett go. So where did Brett go? He went to the Jets. And when he went to the Jets, every Jet fan thought it was their tickets to the Super Bowl then too, right? So all I'm saying is that this path has been done before. Yeah, guys, you got Love sitting on the bench. It was time to see what Love can do. It's time for Aaron Rodgers to go. Now, I think also too, they're just tired of Aaron Rodgers' antics and not knowing if he's coming back and all that type of stuff could have added to it. I don't think that was the 100% case with Brett. But anyway, it was time for him to go. And where does he go? He goes to the Jets. So every Jet fan is sitting back thinking, oh, we got our man. Y'all thought that when y'all got number 4 too. So all I'm saying, Jet fans, don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. A lot of things have to fall into place. A lot of things have to work out perfectly well, right? But he did sound earnestly happy to be with the Jets. Some of the coaches that he has worked with before were hired by the Jets, so he's excited about working with them again. So it does look like it's going to be a pretty smooth transition. He's also talking about doing, maybe some of these, workouts that he hasn't typically done when he was playing with Green Bay. So, it could be a great thing for the Jets, but it still doesn't mean you're going to the Super Bowl. It still doesn't mean that, right? So all you Jet fans that got all excited and got all bent out of shape, there's still other teams that you have to beat within your division before you can even think about Super Bowl, right? You still got to contend with the Bills. You still got to contend. Well, I don't know what's going on with Miami and their quarterback situation. I don't personally, Joyce, I do not believe Tua should still be playing with the amount of concussions he had in the short space of time and how some of those things were handled. However, he's deemed eligible and ready to play, so that's what's going to happen, right? But again, these teams, if they have something to say about it, Aaron Rodgers will not be making the playoffs, right? So we'll see. All you Jet fans that got all excited and pretty much selling their firstborn child to be able to go to games, I get it. It's going to be an exciting time in New York all the way around. Giants, Jets, both should be good next year, right? We both should be good next year. And that Snoopy Bowl, when we play each other, probably Aaron Rodgers will not be playing in that, right? Because that's normally like the third or fourth one. But anyway, it should be exciting. It should be exciting. Jets football should be better than it has been, right? You guys have a quarterback now. You guys definitely had the offensive and defensive rookie of the year last year, so there has definitely been some improvement on the Jets side of the ball. The coach over there is definitely a defensive-minded coach, so having an Aaron Rodgers, we don't have to worry about the offense as much, may be a bonus, right? So I'm excited to see what happens, but again, slow down, Jet fans. Slow down, Jet fans. Slow down. Okay? You are not taking over New York. You are not winning the Super Bowl just by signing Aaron Rodgers. Okay? So let's get that out the way. I saw so many posts over the last few days about what this means to the Jets organization. So we're about to find out. I mean, and just think about it. Think about how the Nets acted when they had Kyrie and Durant. People was like, I knew people who were Knicks fans. And I don't think he's on here anymore, but there's somebody that I know that was a Knicks fan that said because KD went to the Nets and he was like, oh, I like their colors better. It started buying Nets gear and going to Nets. I was like, what? And look how that played out. getting talent in the door doesn't necessarily mean championships. Getting talent in the door doesn't necessarily mean your whole situation with your team will switch and change. And in essence, what wound up happening with the Nets, it is sad, the state that the Nets are in right now. I was kind of happy to see that they still made the playoffs, but you knew they had no real chance of beating the 76ers. So it was pretty cool to see them make it, because it allowed us to have that, that stat was the first time in like 29 years where the Nets, the Nets, the Knicks, the Rangers, the Devils, and the Islanders all were in the playoffs. So that was exciting, right? That was cool. If you're a New York fan of any of those teams, if you're a fan of any of those teams, that was cool for everybody to be in the playoffs at the same time. But then the Rangers and the Devils are playing each other. So, one of them is going to be out very soon. And, the Nets were playing the 76ers. They didn't get swept, which is good. But the Knicks are moving on. So anyway, again, make sure you're watching the draft tonight. I wonder if if your team got the help, or you feel like they one of the things I do too after the draft, there's a grade that they give every team after the draft. They kind of grade them and see how they did with the draft. I typically follow that as well. Trying to see, because you as a normal fan, you cannot watch every college game. You can't watch every interview. You can't watch tape of every player. So sometimes I have to rely on, some of the intel from others, right? So when I read up on the grades that they give, I try to kind of compare that to what we might have needed, what we really, how things pan out type of thing. And hopefully the Giants will get a good grade on their draft performance this year. All right, one of the other things I wanted to talk to you guys about, as we're talking about the Giants, I am a big Giants fan. And the Giants, they have an organization, it's like the Women of the Giants, and they're teaming up with Covenant House, and they're doing a sleep out at MetLife Stadium. And I found out about this the other day, and I am going to be doing it. So I will be sleeping. I'll be giving up my bed in solidarity with the young people. And what it is the Covenant House is a organization that helps, young people who don't have, who may have lost their parents, who may have ran away, or may not have had a safe environment to grow up in. And these places open their doors, allowing them a space to sleep, eat, and different things of that nature. And so what this is a fundraiser for that organization. If you have the ability to, or if you choose to sign up for it yourself and be one of the people who want to sleep out, give up your bed for a night, right? This one is being held at Giant Stadium. Well, I keep calling it Giant Stadium, but MetLife Stadium. If you wish to support, you can go to that website, and you can support, or like I said, you can just forward it on to other people to see if there's other people who may be interested. If not donating to me to do this, you can do it for yourself as well. For me, it's not about me at all. It's about being able to help those in need. Again, it's called a sleep out. It's for the Covenant House. The Covenant House that they are affiliated with in this case is located in Newark, New Jersey. Again, this is the women's organization for the New York Giants. They do various things every year, but this year they're, like I said, connected to the Covenant House, and they're doing this thing called a sleep out. You can go out to that website that you see, www.sleepout.org/participant/Joyce-Berry, which is myself. And it'll give you a little bit of a detail about what this is all about. Whatever you can donate would be great. If you can even if you're just a person who forwards it on for awareness, even if you want to reach out to the Covenant House yourself to see how you can help, there's various ways that people can assist and various ways that people can help. Again, this is organization that is designed to help young people. And I do remember some of them, young women that may have had children or different things of that nature. It gives them a space to be. It's hard to get on your feet if you have no place to sleep and you have no place to be, you have no place to eat. You need to have somewhat of a foundation to be able to try to start again. And that's what this organization does. So you can look it up. It's called the Covenant House. Again, this is called Sleep Out. I really hope you guys can, even if you can't donate to me doing it, if you can do it yourself, get out there. It should be exciting, right? Sleeping outside, giving up your bed, but it should be exciting. So I really hope that you guys get a chance to do it. Again, various organizations. So if there's other things that you guys hear about and know about, please forward those in. You can inbox me at Simply Joyce on Facebook, or you can email me at jbonsports1@gmail.com, or you can inbox me on JB on Sports as well. And you can just forward those things on. Definitely like to support. I know my church, we do different things for different outreach organizations every month. I know next month we'll be working with the Y, and I'll forward that information out too if you wish to give and help out, because again, every $1, 50 cents, quarter, people think that everything matters. Anything that you can do to be a help will be a blessing. If you have nothing and you get something, it's better than nothing, right? And you might not be able to eradicate homelessness alone, or you might not be able to eradicate poverty alone. You may not be able to eradicate abuse alone. But if we partner together with some of these organizations and with each other, we can definitely put a dent and we can definitely make a difference. And we may be able to change the situation of one person's life, right? And that's all this is about. So again, if you have the opportunity to help out, please do. All right. Again, it's called Sleep Out. It's called Sleep Out. This one will be held at MetLife Stadium. Again, it's www.sleepout.org /participant /Joyce-Berry, right? Again, if there are any other organizations that you guys are aware of that also we need to promote and put out there for donations and different things of that nature, we would love to do that here as well. So again, I'll be at MetLife Stadium. Again, of course, that's why I decided to do it, because it was affiliated with the Giants, and I am a Giants fan. As you can tell, I am wearing my Giants shirt. Again, I'm only wearing the Giants shirt because of the NFL draft. I would be all Knicks down, but I always wear my Giants gear on the first day of the draft, right? And today I have on my T-shirt that says 4-time champions, right? And I have it on because hopefully next year will be a 5th time. Yes, I want to wear a new shirt next year. Yes, God. We will see, right? But this is a great time to be a fan of New York sports. This is a great time to be a fan of sports, period. You have the NFL playoffs going on as well. The NHL playoffs going on as well. I watch in some games, but I'm not a big hockey fan. I was really excited maybe a few years ago. A friend of mine started explaining to me the game, and I was finding out that a lot of the rules about crossing this line and that line and defensive players can't come past here are very similar in theories to soccer. So it helped me learning about hockey, kind of helped me learn a little bit more about soccer as well. Or as some people want to call it, football, but we know what football is, so soccer. But anyway, but yeah, it's definitely, I love this time of year. Sports. Also, in case you haven't seen, there's an interview right now out with Brittany Gardner. It's her first interview since, well, not her first interview, but her first interview talking about basketball. And she talked about how she would no longer play overseas again. It was it's a decent interview. I mean, very good perspective on certain things, and also too about how the women of the WNBA are paid. And I knew this was coming soon, based on the reason why she was playing overseas. And recently, a few of the players that had the opportunity, college players that had the opportunity to come out and play in the WNBA, they chose to stay behind because they were making more money with their NLL, the license agreements in college. So there was no push or no real desire to come out. Like in the NFL, NBA, there is, even with the money that they're making in college, there's a push to come out because they will make substantially more if they get signed and get a contract, right? But the WNBA, that's not the case. Some of these kids are making substantially more staying in college. So that's going to be a conversation that I'm certain is going to have to get addressed with their next CBA agreement, and maybe even also the NCAA licensing agreement, because it is set up something that is kind of unprecedented, especially for the WNBA players anyway. So I'm interested to see how that all goes out. But again, Brittney Griner, her interview, talking about, playing, coming back, after a year out, and also too about her ordeal of what she went through. I believe she has a book or something coming out also at some point, talking about what she dealt with and what she went through. I do understand that her release is controversial in a lot of ways to a lot of people, and to me, to be honest, I feel as though, yes, I feel as though that she was used as a pawn in a game between the U.S. and Russia. I do believe that, but I also do believe that there was an error in judgment or mistake that she made, for somebody who played overseas, knowing the tolerance and knowing the laws around having marijuana of any type was known. So I do feel as though what the government gave up for her release was excessive. I am happy that she's home with her family. I very excited for that. But the U.S. gave up a prisoner that was connected to deaths. Like deaths, like and to me, the exchange wasn't equal. It wasn't. It felt like it was done because of pressure, and it set, to me, the wrong precedent. By no means am I saying that Brittney Griner shouldn't be home. I'm very happy for her. I'm very happy for her family. I'm very happy that she's able to play the game that she loves. With all that being said, though, I do feel as though the cost of what that cost the U.S. was excessive, and in a time of war where this person may be able to assist Russia in ways that he would not have been able to do if he was still locked up. So they called him, I think that was called a merchant of death. And I like I said, I do believe that was an excessive. But again, I'm very happy for her. I'm very happy that she's going to be able to play again. I'm very happy that she's home. I'm happy that, all the players that were rallying for her release, she's been released, right? But you sometimes have to assess the costs. And to me, the precedent that was set by that negotiation was not a good one. And I don't know how this will lead to other negotiations going forward. So I don't know about that. Oh, a bad way to end the show, I know, but Again, NFL draft is about to start in 1 minute. So if you are a Carolina fan, get ready because you are about to be on the clock, right? And if you are a Giants fan, you have until pick 25. All right. And regardless if you are a Knicks fan or not, it is time to get ready for Go New York, Go New York, Go. Because that is going to be the chant from here until Championship Sunday. I'm telling you, the Knicks are about to take it. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to come back here next week to talk to you about the wonderful wins that the Knicks have had and the way that we're going to hold home court and the way that we're going to win this thing. I cannot wait. And I plan to talk to you about the draft. I plan to talk to you about the picks that the Giants has made. I'm also planning to talk to you about how some of the picks and how some of the teams were graded. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. And God willing, I will see you all right back here next Thursday at 7. Right. Bye.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Wyclef